everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card. It is a square card, which is unusual for me, I know. But it is a fun card that I use some Distress Oxides on. I love using the Distress Oxides. They're really easy to blend, even if you're not good at blending or have trouble with getting some darker marks on it or wherever you started, it kind of ends up a little weird. Try Distress Oxides. They're going to surprise you with how easy they are to blend, and whenever you mix them with that Bristol paper, it really sets off your blending experience, trust me. So let's go ahead and check out today's card, and I'll show you how I put it together. Now before we get started with putting today's card together, I did want to do a little bit of a haul. I really have been uninspired lately, and you know, creativity is kind of like writing. You get writer's block. Well, I was having creative block, and for whatever reason, the stamps that I had just wasn't enough, and I needed something to get my mojo back. So I placed an order with Simon Says Stamp. I don't typically like to order with Simon Says Stamp because they are a little more expensive than what I would like to pay for stamps and stuff, but you know, sometimes that's just what you gotta do. So I did order with Simon Says Stamp, and they're doing this $5 off your order of $5 or more with the code SPR5F. SPR5F. So if you want to order something from Simon Says Stamp, you can use that code and get $5 off your order. I ordered this one, and I felt like this stamp set would work really well in tandem with this one. These are both Lawn Fawn stamps. This one is Out of This World, and then this one is Beam Me Up. So I think this is going to be a great stamp set, and I really can't wait to use it. And of course I got the coordinating die set because y'all know I absolutely hate fussy cutting. So I've already gone ahead and mounted that onto my magnetic strip, so that way those dies don't go anywhere and get lost, especially because some of these are teeny tiny. This one right here is the smallest one in the set. It is the party hat. Like, they even have a die just to cut out the party hat, which is that's pretty intense if you ask me. So can't wait to get using this one, and I already have some ideas for how I want to use it, but I think it's gonna have to wait until next time, because today I'm gonna be working on this, or I'm gonna be using these. I've never gotten a stamp set from Concord and Ninth, so this is my first stamp set from them. I've been looking for greetings that are very bold and big and stuff that I can do some fun backgrounds with. So if you know of any other stamp sets that are big and bold, these are big, but I'm really looking for something even bigger, something that takes up the whole front of a card panel. So if you know of something that takes up a large portion of the card panel, send it to me in the comments down below. Leave it there for me to go check out, because I'm on the hunt for more big, bold, scripty letters or scripted words or stuff like that, and just simple greetings that are one to two words or something like that. So give me ideas down in the comments below. I like this stamp set a lot though, because it has a lot of great things incorporated in it. Thanks, congrats, hello friend, happy birthday, and you're the best ever. We're going to be using the You're the Best Ever for today's card, so let's go ahead and get started. I have a panel of Strathmore Bristol paper. It's the smooth one. Really great for doing ink blending, which is what we're going to be doing today with our Distress Oxides. I'm going to be using this stamp set though from my close to my heart, not heart close to me, whatever. I don't even know where I was going with that, but it is the classic doily, and it's a great one, and it's going to make a great background for today's card. And it's a nice big pattern too, so I think this will do quite well whenever we stamp it onto it. My card panel, gosh, I'm getting this all mixed up. My card panel is 4.5 inches wide, so it's a 4.5 by 4.5 square, obviously. Wow, I'm really out there today. But I cut it down so that way it would fit nicely. This stamp would fit nicely inside of it, and I think I don't know if I want to do multiple stamping or what I want to do with this, but I think I'm gonna do it like this, and let's just go ahead and start doing some stamping. Have you ever had one of those days where your words just don't come out right? Yeah, that's today. Alright, I'm using my Tim Holtz stamp platform, and right now I have it on the rubber side, so I need to make sure to flip it around so that way the clear side is up. If If you notice, it may be hard to see on camera, but if you're using your Tim Holtz platform, make sure that over on the left corner it says either clear or rubber if you're using whichever side you're going to be using it for. So since I'm using clear stamps, clear cling stamps, I want it on the clear side. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my stamp, and I love using my Tim Holtz stamp platform because it does allow me to do the CPR method, even though most people say it's not a good idea to do the CPR method. I like being able to do that on this platform because I get a better image. I'm using some Versamark ink to do my stamping today, and I'll be using some Ranger fine embossing powder, white embossing powder, in order to do the image. And I am going to go ahead and stamp it twice so that way I get a good impression, because with the clear sticky ink it's hard to actually see it. So I want to make sure I'm getting good coverage all the way around. And remember guys, once you finish with your embossing powder, make sure to funnel it back into your jar and make sure to close the jar. I'm clumsy enough that I know it would end up everywhere if I wasn't careful. Alrighty, now it is all nice and heat embossed and ready to go, so I'm going to use my Distress Oxides and blend them onto the surface and just I only have 3 colors but 4 sides. I still think it'll look fine. Now you're probably asking me, why did you use those 3 colors? The answer is very simple. They're the only 3 colors of oxides that I currently own. I'm hoping, of course, to get more, but unfortunately just don't have the money or the time to go get them or order them. So these are the ones that I'm working with currently, and as they go on sale or as I get coupons, I'll get more. And of course we can't leave well enough alone. We have to add the ever so popular splatters and splotches across the front of the card panel. And it's actually kind of fun with Distress Oxides, actually seeing the reaction that you get whenever the splashes and watermarks hit the paper, since it turns it that chalky white. It's a really cool effect and I love seeing how that looks. Now I also will use this paper towel to remove, there's some color added onto the embossing powder, and I want to make sure to clean that off, so I'll just put my paper towel on top, and not only will that pick up the water, but that will also help to buff off the Distress Oxides that are on top of the embossing powder. Okie dokie, it's now time to bust out the Concord and 9th stamp set. I can't wait to use these stamps. I also like the little detail, I don't even know what you call that, but I think that can come quite in handy. I believe there was also a coordinating die set or something similar to that worked, maybe not to cut the exact words out, but there was something, I feel like there was something in it that worked with these stamps. So go check out the Concord and 9th website to go figure that out. I am conditioning my stamps before I mount them up, because you always have to rub your hand across them, so that way you get, it kind of conditions them and gets them prepared for their first stamping, because otherwise you might get a little splotchy. And for this I'm going to do something not exactly unusual, but some people are afraid to stamp on vellum and I never shy away from it. So I'm going to add a piece of vellum. This is 40-pound vellum from Nina. They're the same ones that make the Nina Solar White, which is what I'll be using for the card base, and I'll just go ahead and center it up right about there. I'm going to be stamping with VersaFine ink and then using a black embossing powder on top. Some people shy away from black embossing powder, and I'm not really exactly sure why, because I think, or do I want, oh, I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I'm actually going to switch to and stick with the Versamark. I think that might work out better. Some people shy away from the black embossing powder. I'm not exactly sure why. I've heard some people say that it just gets everywhere. I really haven't had that problem. You just want to make sure that you don't mix it with your other embossing powders. So we'll go ahead and stamp this onto the vellum, and then we'll put some black embossing powder on top. Alright, now that I have that heat embossed, I'm just going to flip it over to the other side. Ooh, I got a little wet for some reason, but that's okay because it's going on the back side anyways. No big deal. So I'm going to use some Tombow Extreme Adhesive to apply it onto the front. So I want it, I think, right about there. I think that should be probably pretty good right there. So I'm just going to flip everything over, and I'll apply... See, I think I'm going to apply a strip right on the edge here. I say that, and then it doesn't work. So I'll just take the ends and wrap them around. Fold them back onto the back side here. It's not what I wanted. Come on, work with me. There we go. Just like that. Same thing on the other side. Just fold it around the edge. There we go, perfect. And now we'll put this onto the front of a card panel. I can't decide if I want to do it this way or this way. It doesn't really matter since it's a square card. Alright, we're going to go ahead and apply our front panel onto the card base. This is Neenah's Solar White 110 pound cardstock. It is 9.5 inches long by 4 and 75.75 through 3 3/4. Basically, it's just a 1/4 inch larger than the card panel itself, so that way it gives a nice white border all around the edge of the card. So yeah, it's 9.5 by 4.75. Hope that makes sense. Alright, let's go ahead and put this on the front. Alright, there we go. So I feel like I'm starting to get my mojo back with these new stamps, and I actually like that this card is different from a lot of the other ones that I've created. So I'm having fun with it. We'll see if it keeps on going. In case you missed it on my other social media links, I posted down in the description below a Facebook Live video that I did for WFAA Colleen Coyle. She's one of our meteorologists for the ABC affiliate here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And I had the opportunity to get to nerd out with her in a segment that's like Nerd Out Friday with Colleen. So make sure to go check that out, and you can see what I do for my daytime job when I'm not crafting. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that button down below that says subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and get great updates every time I post a new video by making sure to click that bell icon. That gives you notifications every time I go live or post a new video. You can also hit that thumbs up button today if you like today's video, and then hopefully YouTube will share it with other people across YouTube land. You can also get social with me, like I mentioned, on my social media links down in the description below. Make sure to go check those out. Those include Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, although I'm not really over there anymore. I still say it anyways. Periscope, Twitter, all the places. Make sure to go check those out down in the description below. I hope everybody has a great day. Remember, guys, keep it off kilter. Bye!